to say? And you know, like the way that you can take the Fibonacci, you can do it one or two ways. You can go like how I did from impulse to the flag, to the nearest flag right there, or you can go from this way. I do not do this part, but you can go swing high, swing low all the way to swing high. So you can go all the way to the top. But this, I do that and I'll show you all that. But when I do this is on the higher time frames. It literally allows me to trade to different fib levels. But you can do it on smaller time frames. I personally don't recommend it. I'm not a huge fan of using the Fibonacci period. But when I do, I pretty much do it specifically strictly for measuring my flags out and things like that. So again, I go from impulse to flag. So if you see this right here, remember I'm on a 4 hour. Look at the tip of my flag. Where's it at? 618, right? See that? See when it came to the 618, that was pretty much it did a side to side. It grazed it side to side. Then we got the continuation to the upside. That makes sense? I mean, it came back and retested it, but it didn't even come all the way back. But eventually, that pretty much showed me once I got to my 50 or my 61, my 618 area, I didn't really see price going past this just based off of all of this side to side. Remember, this is a 4 hour candle. 4 hour time frame. So do you understand how long? Like this first started December 15th and it didn't end until January 29th. So pretty much for almost 2 months that this flag went on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the bigger the time frame, the longer things take to happen. You know what I'm saying? But like the bigger the time frame and the longer you wait and you're patient, the bigger the pips you make. Because just within that continuation right there was a 500 pip move to the upside. Mm-hmm. And that's just knowing the height of your flags based off of the Fibonacci. So like I said, I'm always, when I'm looking to hop in and use my Fibonacci and measure my flag, I'm always expecting at least a 618. But I'm not surprised if price starts doing it at the 50. Those two levels are my key levels. But I love, like, I'm automatically expecting 618. And the reason why that is because most of the time I actually, like throughout my years of trading, years, like I've been out here doing this forever. Throughout my time of trading, most of my flags usually always go to the 618. So for instance, impulse the flag right here. Look where that's at. 618. See that? Mm-hmm. Like I can give multiple examples on how it always goes to the 618. Like this is an impulsive move right here. Of course it's side to side, but it's a 4 hour. So that's an impulse, that's a flag. Let's go measure that. Boom, boom. Look where that's at. 618. See that? Mm-hmm. So I don't pay attention like the 382. I personally don't. That's just me. I don't use the Fibonacci as much as they do, but I don't really see too many patterns at the 382 like and all that. And plus me, I'm the type of person where I'm like I said, I like a lot of naked entries and stuff like that. So with that being said, I like to use as least amount of tools as possible if I can when it comes, because I don't want to always be confined to entering the market and everything like that based off of me seeing price at the 382. Like, because if price comes to the 382, if price came to the 382 on me right here, that's the 382 right here. You see how like sharp that continued to go down? I wouldn't even thought about getting into this trade right here. And that shot down another 300 pips. I'm just not doing that. Like I'm not looking at the 382 at all. I'm looking at the 50 and I'm really keeping my eye on that 618. That 618 is the golden ratio. So that's what I'm really paying attention to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Terrell, what's your red line?
Oh, that's an alert I had on here. Yeah. So I keep a lot of alerts. So once I delete that, what's this, EU? EU, right? Yeah. Yeah, don't pay attention to those guys. Those are just alerts I got that if I'm out and about in the streets, I just have TradingView shoot me an alert to my cell phone, let me know price got to a certain area, and then I look at my phone and say, okay, maybe I need to get in, so on and so on.
I'm talking about the solid red line.
What solid? Yeah, that's what those are.
No, that's following the trend.
I think she's talking about your EMA, Terrell.
That's what I thought it was. An EMA.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's my EMA. We'll get to that in another. Matter of fact, I'm so used to looking at the market on my own, but when I teach, I usually take all that stuff off. So, but yeah, we'll get to that. I'm gonna cover that in 2 weeks, and it's gonna be a nice session right there. I mean, literally, guys, that's my favorite topic to go on, because like y'all trading career going. Like, I just made $11,000 today, and
damn.
Don't brag now.
I'm
just kidding,
all before what, 11 a.m.?
Yeah.
Brag about that.
Nice job, brother. Nice job.
$11,000. Wow.
Yeah. But I say all of that to say that all has to do with the lesson that I'm gonna actually teach you all come in 2 weeks. So that one is gonna be the actual bread. Yeah.
The bread and butter.
Yeah, that's gonna be the bread and butter for you all. I don't think Marios and Clint use it as much, but the way I break it down for you all, that's something you all gonna love. So just be patient. I just want to make sure the way we teach is like, we want to keep building everything so you all understand one by one, and then collectively everything adds together once you actually know everything, and you be like, wow. And at some point you all gonna feel like you can't miss anything in the market. You think I'm lying? Or you can ask people like Gigi, Chris, like, the way they trade now is drastically different from where they was at a couple months back. So everybody understands that way of the Fibonacci, correct?
Yes, and I'm praying for those days of understanding.
No, don't worry. Trust me. And if you got any issues, what crew are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Mario's.
Mario's? Okay. And you don't understand anything right now?
No, I understand a lot more than I did.
Okay, yeah.
After you have videos 3 or 4 times before it finally, like, something gets in there.
Right. No, and you know what? That's actually normal. Like, if I told you how many times I watched my old videos before I actually understood it, I actually understand my old videos more now than I did when I was looking at them back then, when I was really trying to learn. So it's going, but that's why we have the videos for you all guys, so you can go back and study. You're not going to learn this thing just off of being on this Zoom right now with me today. Like, it's going to take time. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be consistent with yourself and be determined that you want to learn this thing. And like, literally the Zoom that you all are on now with me live is strictly for you just to be able to ask your questions live, opposed to you just listening to a recording. But those recordings are key. So like Marios was talking about last week, make sure you're listening to the recordings. Ask questions. Like, we split you all into groups for a reason. I know my crew, and if some on here now, they can tell you all the time, they hit me up for questions all the time, and I don't mind answering them. Take me a while sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, but I definitely appreciate the questions, because that let me know you want to learn. So I make sure I do what I got to do to make sure you can actually give enough knowledge. So if you're not understanding everything right now, trust me, it's not you. It's the process. Just trust the process. I promise you.
Oh, I trust you guys.
This is my second boot camp, but you see, I still jump on everything.
Right.
Yep.
Repetition is the key of what?
Learning. You already know.
Terrell, I'm sorry.
No.
You mentioned on the last Zoom that you was on with the class, how you use the horizontal lines first to kind of lock in price.
Say that again.
You said you used the horizontal lines to lock in price.
Yeah.
I think it was on the daily, and to get like that's how you do market structure first.
Not on the daily. I do that on the monthly when I'm marking.
I mean, on the monthly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't do. I mean, I know Mario.
Trend line.
Yeah, I don't do a trend line on the monthly. I don't care. I mean, not to really get off subject, because but I'll show you real quick. Like right here, like I'm not taking a trend line and I'm not doing this on a monthly.
Okay.
The reason why is, look where that started. That was in 2012. I don't care what happened in 2012. I'm looking at current price now. So all I'm doing, remember the name of the game is the box price in. I'm looking at the last recent areas where price was and where it struggled. You see this? The last, all the way to July 17th, price has been in this area. So this is what I'm focused on.
Right
and I'm
there.
going through my analysis from there. Now I see I got a downtrend. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Remember, the name of the game is the box price in. You want to trap price to see what's going on. So if I can box price in from the very beginning, I'm already ahead of the game. Now, me coming here, like people get confused off of this trend line. You got trend lines, going through trend lines, all types of stuff. Like me personally, I'm just not that guy. I'm a simple person. I need simple stuff. Now I come down to the daily with that monthly trend line. I'm somewhat confused now. I don't even know. Like I don't know where to go. So that's why I take this monthly trend line off. I got my support and resistance because I know price has been here. Now I know typically that this is my low. I see I'm on I can already tell just based off the daily, I'm looking for a buy right here because I see a pattern, a reversal pattern right here. But just off that, like that's telling me that the reason why I say that is understand, like I said, I don't want to get too far off the subject, but let me delete those. Remember, the market moves in three ways. Impulse will move what? What comes after impulse?
Correction.
Correction, right? If we get a correction right here.
Right there.
Right where?
Right where them two lines are, right?
Is that a correction?
Yes.
It is. That doesn't look like a correction to me. A correction is a pullback. You see this? See, I'm going in the uptrend. I get a pullback right there.
Okay. Right.
That's a continuation.
Continuation. Okay.
Yeah.
That looks like a whole impulse removal.
Exactly. So what comes after impulse? Remember, I'm only on a daily. I need that correction minimum. So price has to come to this trend line. It coming to this trend line. Remember, I'm only on a daily. That's 500 pips. That's me seeing a 500 pip move before I even break down to the smaller time frames. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, that's what you say, but how do you know it's going to do that? I mean, you don't know. How's it's going to go all the way to that trend line?
Yeah, I do know.
Make it all the way there.
Once you've marked up a 25 pairs a week for over a year, you'll know.
The market.
How do you know?
I bet so, Gigi.
Trust me, I used to say the same thing. You'll know.
Yeah, you'll know.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, you'll know. Like your trend lines are there for a reason. The trend lines are there to guide you